This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV. I'm Derek Gilbert with 5 things you need to know for Friday, November 1st, 2024. Item number 5 this week on our Friday 5, the 5 big stories of the week. The plywood election, by which I mean buildings, office buildings, retail outlets being boarded up in Washington, D.C. as people there are concerned that things might get a little kinetic on Tuesday if the election goes a certain way. This has become standard practice in our nation's capital since Donald Trump got elected in 2016. You remember the fiery but mostly peaceful protest that followed his inauguration back in 2017? Well, people in D.C. preparing for that again. With 4 days remaining, workers boarding up government buildings, retail stores. Hardening of security around and near the White House might be a preparation for a possible Trump victory. Not surprising. The far-left corporate media has been calling Trump literally, you know who, a fascist for the last 8 years. So that people who still believe, bless their pointy little heads, that the corporate media tells the truth, thinking that Trump and his supporters are a clear and present danger to American society. Heck, President Biden said so in that infamous Dark Brandon speech a couple of years ago in Philadelphia. We talked about that the other day, the one with the blood red background. They think that we really mean to do harm to this nation. But this is the iron law of projection. Liberals have been trained for decades now to project, to accuse others of what they are doing so that others are playing defense. No, I'm not racist. No, I'm not fascist. No, I'm not etc. While in fact they're the ones insisting we judge people by the color of their skin and make special provisions for those who do not conform to societal norms. It's, again, we'll see and pray for peace come Tuesday, Wednesday, or however long it takes for them to count all those votes. Topic number 4, walking back Biden. The White House has made a practice of this over the last 4 years, but they have to do it again. Talked about this earlier this week as Joe Biden called Donald Trump's supporters garbage. Well, the White House officially edited the official White House stenographer's transcript of Biden's remarks, adding an apostrophe. Call this Apostrophe-gate, changing supporters plural to supporter, s, a possessive, to make it look as though Biden was talking about the comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, who made the joke about Puerto Rico being a floating island of garbage out in the Atlantic. That's not what Biden said. If you watch the video, it's pretty clear that he was referring to Donald Trump supporters. And again, as I said the other day, this is not the first time he's characterized supporters of Donald Trump in this way. That Dark Brandon speech, calling Trump supporters a clear and present danger to the United States of America. Well, the Associated Press late on Thursday reported that the transcript prepared by stenographers referred to supporters plural, and they're not happy that Biden's staff has changed it. The head of the stenographer's office wrote in an email obtained by Associated Press that the press office's handling of the issue was, quote, a breach of protocol and spoliation of the transcript integrity between the stenography and press offices, end quote. Stenographers record what they heard the president say and transmit it to the press office for release. The press office now editing. This is 1984, which was not supposed to be an instruction manual. George Orwell's book. Quote, if there's a difference in interpretation, the press office may choose to withhold the transcript, but cannot edit it independently, end quote. So again, the White House stenographer not happy with the White House press office over the way they're trying to correct the record for public release. Now, meanwhile, Trump has leaned into the remarks. He showed up at a rally in Wisconsin in a White House garbage truck, a white garbage truck, not a White House garbage truck, although that would be interesting. A white garbage truck with the Trump campaign logo on the side, wearing one of those yellow and orange safety vests, and then did the rally wearing the vest to make the point. Donald Trump is having a great time just trolling Democrats right now. Topic number 3, Israel. The Ayatollah is apparently ordering a retaliatory strike. New York Times reporting Thursday, citing 3 Iranian officials, that Ayatollah Ali Khamenei made the decision Monday after reviewing a report from senior military commanders in Israel, in Iran, that is, on the extent of the damage caused by Israel's missile attack last week on its missile production capabilities, air defense systems, critical energy infrastructure, and a main port. It appears that the damage caused by Israel was a lot more extensive than what Iran admitted at the time. So they are now planning a third attack, a direct attack from Iran, although according to the Times, this will be in the form of missiles and drones coming from Iraq. Our friend in Israel, Aaron Lipkin, who has sources that we don't have access to, that's all I can say about that, says that foreign sources are reporting that this attack will probably take place in the next 48 hours with drones and missiles from Iraq. So pray for Israel, because this may be a little more intense as Iran tries to degrade Israel's self-defense capabilities. Item number 2 today, China. Here in the West, especially Europe, North America, our fertility rates, the rate at which women are having children, is not sufficient to maintain the population. Our populations are going to shrink. Demographers are saying that after the midpoint of the century, after about 2050 or 2060, global population will begin to fall because there are only a few places on Earth that are having enough babies to replace or grow the population, mainly in the Middle East and in Africa, but the rest of the world, not so much. And in China, where they were violently enforcing a one-child policy for a long time, this began under Mao back in the 60s, they're trying to reverse it because they've realized demography is not in their favor, demographics rather, not in their favor. Because if you don't have enough children to maintain your population, I mean, forget about growing the population, just maintain a stable population, the average fertility rate needs to be 2.1 children per woman, and it is well below that in China. They're facing a very bleak future in which there won't be enough human beings to sustain their standards of living. I mean, you got a lot of old people and relatively fewer younger people trying to support the older people who can no longer work. That's not a good way to maintain a healthy population. And frankly, it's a future that's facing a lot of the rest of the world. It's just more severe in places like China, Hong Kong, South Korea as well. One woman in China reported to social media that she'd received a phone call from a government agent, said was uncomfortably personal and invasive. Now, she's already got 2 children. She was asked when she would conceive, not if, but when she would conceive a 3rd child. The mother responded, "I don't have the time. I'm busy working," to which the government agent replied, "You can get pregnant first. If your mother-in-law can't take care of your children, you can ask your mom." In other words, the Chinese government actively now trying to encourage families to have more than 2 children. This is also happening in Russia, where they're offering incentives to do it. Now, why is this relevant to us? Because as we're looking at the belligerent nature of the Xi administration in China and the fact that they want to repatriate Taiwan, as that population ages, the number of men available to serve in the military shrinks and shrinks rapidly. United Nations, in fact, China, its own research projects that its population will shrink from about 1.4 billion today to less than half that by the year 2100, which means if something's going to happen in terms of a forcible takeback of Taiwan and a possible military confrontation with the United States, it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Coming up, the gospel according to T. Swift. She's a goddess in the eyes of some. I'll explain next on the Friday Five.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can watch this incredible new documentary by the legendary Steve Quayle along with writer and co-producer Daniel Holdings right now by streaming it at skywatchtvstore.com/stream. Follow the QR code on your screen right now to stream it instantly or get your very own physical DVD copy when you order the Earth in the Crosshairs special offer. Earth in the Crosshairs demonstrates how the literal gates of hell have opened and what it means for all of mankind. This incredible new film takes you on a journey that examines the trans-dimensional invasion occurring on planet Earth right now and what the Bible has to say about the end times. Featuring Steve Quayle, Daniel Holdings, Dr. Travis Taylor, Cliff Mahudi, Marcellus Medina, Jesse G., William Henry, and more. But that's not all. When you order the Earth in the Crosshairs special offer, you'll also receive the 2 DVD collection Unmasking the Ancient Gods featuring Derek and Sharon Gilbert. Join them as they walk you step by step through full-length presentations on subjects like epigenetics and the age of the machine, self-directed apotheosis, return of the great old ones, Crowley, Chaos, and E.T. Disclosure, charting the uttermost north, why Gog of Magog won't be human, and many, many more. You'll also receive The Assyrian on DVD featuring the one and only Ryan Pitterson. This special report exposes the dark blueprint of the end times Antichrist that has been hidden within the ancient texts, illuminating a plot set in motion now that will introduce the mysterious Assyrian of the book of Isaiah, who is set to return very soon. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of $100. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Earth in the Crosshairs special offer.
Item number 1 today, no, this is not parody. This is a real thing. The Gospel According to T. Swift, a Harvard Memorial Church student program, Harvard University, which began as for religious instruction 400 years ago, is slated to host a Reading Taylor Swift as a Sacred Text program. This happened this past Tuesday, actually. The event organized by the Memorial Church Student Program Coordinator and Multi-Faith Engagement Fellow at Harvard. Quote, "What can reading the texts that matter to us as sacred tell us about ourselves and our lives? Discover a new way to engage with the Taylor Swift canon that honors the important emotional and spiritual role her work plays in many people's lives. Bring your favorite Taylor Swift song, and we'll bring the sacred reading practices. We'll be using Lectio Divina, an ancient Christian monastic reading practice, but the insights you gain from this practice will not necessarily be connected to the Christian tradition or religious in nature. Students are invited and encouraged to bring insights and wisdom from their own lives, traditions, and backgrounds." End quote. Reading Taylor Swift as a religious text. I bring this to you just in case you weren't sure that Taylor Swift is a cult icon. Skywatch TV's next virtual conference now less than a month away. November 30th, the Defender Conference, The Resurrection War, because this is all about who gets resurrected at the end. The children of Adam and Eve, meaning us, or the hybrid children of the rebellious watchers, the sons of God from Genesis 6, the giants who were on the earth in those days, the pre-flood era, whose spirits continue in the form of demons. Yeah, that's in fact, that's the title of my talk. I will explain the whole thing, but this is a topic that covers a lot of different areas of spiritual warfare, and you'll have more than 24 cutting-edge presentations from teachers, preachers, researchers, authors, speakers. The complete list posted at skywatchtv.com, defenderconference.com. That's where you want to go. Defenderconference.com. Sign up in the next 2 weeks by November 15th, and you get a $10 discount. Normally $95, just $85 through November 15th. And all of the videos available to you to watch in any order you choose on November 30th. Again, registration and information at defenderconference.com. This week on Skywatch TV, the main program, Daniel Holdings, author of the new Steve Quayle documentary, Earth in the Crosshairs. This week we talked with Daniel about portals. What are those, the Norway spiral? Another one that was seen over Hawaii. What are these things in the sky? Are they literally points of contact between this world and the unseen realm? Jaw-dropping stuff, as always, on the Skywatch TV main program. Joe Artis Horn anchoring the discussion, and you can watch it right now at our website, skywatchtv.com. All of our video content is always there. If we ever get canceled somewhere, go to the website. Or better yet, get our app. I'll talk about that in just a second. You can also watch it on our over-the-air broadcasts. The broadcast schedule is posted at the website, skywatchtv.com/channels. If you've got Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, a smart TV, or set-top box, make sure you've got the Skywatch TV channel installed. All of our video content is always there. Over the internet, youtube.com/@Skywatch Television, rumble.com/Skywatch TV, or better yet, get our app. Guarantee we never get canceled. This bypasses the gatekeepers of big tech, brings our content right into your smartphone or tablet, whether it's iOS, Android, or Amazon Kindle Fire. We've got apps for all of those platforms and links to their app stores at skywatchtv.com/app. Hey, our new book, Sharon's and mine, The Gates of Hell. It's out now. We reveal the true baptismal site of Jesus. It's not where the United Nations thinks it is. And it's relevant to the gates of hell. These so-called portals, well, Jesus didn't say they weren't real. In fact, he kind of signaled that they were by where he chose to get baptized, where he declared his divinity, and more. And we get into the modern gates of hell. Where are they today? You'd be surprised. Our new book available now, Amazon, Skywatch TV store, and our store if you want a signed copy, gilberthouse.org/store. Thank you for watching as we keep watch. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.